Hey guys, I'm sure as you saw from Eric's email earlier this week, Google Classroom has gone live, and I understand that some of you may have started to look into this a little bit already. I wanted to take some time to kind of go through some things. I know this is very intuitive and pretty easy to pick up on, but as I went through and did a couple of things with this yesterday, there were some things I wanted to make sure that I highlighted with you. So I'm going to go relatively quickly through this video. Again, you can pause this at any time as you're watching it and go back and rewind things. So if it seems like I'm flying through this, it's just time constraints and trying to get through to show you guys some things that I think you'll need to know as you start using this resource here. So what you see here is I've logged into classroom.google.com, and this is the home screen, and I've already created a sample class over here, and I'm going to go through that with you very briefly. And then I also want to show you too what it looks like from the student side as you create schoolwork and hand it out. That is the major focus and emphasis of Google Classroom is workflow management. So you're going to hear me highlight a lot of what this means in terms of how you create assignments, send them out, and collect them, grade them, and then get the feedback to your students. So that whole process without Classroom, as many of you guys have been aware of, could be pretty tedious. You've got your own Google Drive, you've created file folders, you use Gmail to send things out. You have to make sure that you click on or tell your students to make a copy of every document that you send out. That's streamlined in this process. So I want to make sure that I go through some of that with you as well. Once you get in here, you'll see that there's a plus over here where you can create a class, and I'm just going to call this Tech Lab 2 since I've already created Tech Lab 1, and this is going to be second period. Okay, and I will tell you, since this is just rolled out, it does lag a little bit from time to time. You'll see that spinning color wheel or ball in the middle of your screen. If that thing gets stuck on there, you may have to refresh or try some things again. But essentially, this is what it will look like once you create your class, and you can change your theme and all that stuff up here later on. Two things that I want to draw to your attention. You have an announcements flow and an assignments tab here. Announcements, this is going to look almost exclusively like it does in My Big Campus. You can create announcements where you can share information about your class. This is the page for Tech Lab 2. And post this, and then everyone who will be in your class will see that. It's got timestamp. It's going to be a moving wall, just like on most social media sites today. You'll see over here on the left-hand side, this is probably the most immediate thing that you'll do once you create the class, that says students can join this class with the code, and then it lists a code here. So what you would want to do is make sure that you either invite students to the class, which when you click on the Students tab here, you can see invite, or you can give them this code to join. It's however you want to do it. So I actually have had trouble because I'm using a test student one to get this to come up. I will see if I can get it to come up here. Okay, I was able to get it today. So when you sign up for or sign your students up, invite them, you can type their names in up here. Remember too that you can select the directory that this is coming out of. So if you want to do all contacts, you probably want to do that unless you've built your class rosters in on your contacts page on your Gmail. Then you can search from there. But I'm going to invite this test student. And so it's going to say you invited one user, okay? And so we'll come back to that in just a second. Assignments. When you click on assignments, you can create an assignment. So I'm going to call this sample assignment. And I could envision this, especially with you guys over at the middle school, being a great tool if you're flipping your classroom to be able to use this for that very reason. And so what I'm going to actually show in this demo is I'm going to assume that we're going to be handing out a video to watch. And so we're going to put together this assignment for that. So watch this video and complete the note taker out in class, just so that I don't have to go through and load up and find another file to put on this. You could certainly attach a note taker to this assignment as well, but I'm just going to assume for this particular instance that I passed out a hard copy of a note taker that I wanted students to fill out while watching a video. You can set your due date. It always defaults one day later, but let's say I pass this out on Tuesday and this is due by Friday. I could even give it a specific time. So since this is second period, if you want to put this as an entrance ticket in the second period on Friday, you could set the time to start a second period, and they'll have up to that time to get this done. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to YouTube. So it's going to pull up this YouTube thing. Now I can search by topic and it will bring up suggested videos, or if I pull the URL prior to coming into Google, I could paste that in here. So I could either say, let's say I'm going to do, I want my class to watch quadratic equation videos. Okay, so I click on this and here it brings up a list of different videos that are available. Obviously you don't have a preview to where you could sit down and watch this, or you may not have enough time to do that, so you probably want to preview these before you get into this point. But I could certainly do this and click add, or I could go in and paste a URL of one, and this is the one right here that I pulled the URL for at the top. I pulled this before I came into Classroom. So if you have that URL, you can paste it in here and do that. Click add. And then now they have that. Again, if I wanted to go in here and search for in my drive or my H drive, I could find, I think I've got a note taker in here somewhere that I could attach to this. There it is right there. So if I wanted to do that, I could, and I could say, okay, you've got a note taker attached, you've got the video, watch the video, fill out the note taker, that's your entrance ticket into class, or I could give them a hard copy, either way. So I'm going to go ahead and click assign. Oh, before I do that, over here, you'll want to make sure that you select make a copy for each student. Whenever you're giving a document that you want students to manually edit, you're going to have them make changes. You'll want to make sure that you choose make a copy for each student. Otherwise, if this is an original file and you click on students can edit, they're going to edit your file, and obviously you don't want that, and certainly you probably don't want them to only be able to view it either. Otherwise, they're going to have to manually save a copy in their H drive, but they've eliminated that essentially by clicking on this make a copy for each student, and then now each student will have their own individual note taker that they can edit without having to worry about changing your original or messing up the rest of the class. So I'm going to click assign, and it will again go through this process of getting this, and you can see that this has been assigned. Now at this point I'm going to flip over to the student side so you can see what this looks like here. So I'm in on my test student here, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh and see if I've got my notification here to join the class that was sent out here. So I'm going to go into about and see if I'm looking for it here. Here we go. We're going to go home, and here you can see that I've got my second period invite right here. I click on join, and this is going to get me into Tech Lab 2, second period now, and you can see here are the things that I did from my side showing up on the students section. This is shown as open, so this means I can work on this. It shows me the due date up here in the upper right hand corner. I can go ahead and click on this, and it will open up the assignment. I can watch the video, I can fill out the note taker, okay, do what I need to do. Once I open up the note taker, again, remember it's already saved as a copy of, so you can see that up here, copy of note taker. Okay, so I can come in here and I can take the notes that I observed as I watched the video. So I'll fill this in. Okay, I give it the proper title up here. Okay, fill out all this information. I've got, again, a copy of this saved in here. If I want to change it to note taker CMS test, and then I could put the date 8/22 that it's due, whatever. You could edit that if you need them to. Okay, they're done. They're going to come in here to turn it in. Now, before I show this, if you are giving your students an assignment where they are creating something, so you've given them a sample worksheet or whatever, and you say, okay, I want you to go and create a presentation, or I want you to go and open up your own blank Google Doc, they can click on Add, and then anything that they've created for the assignment, they can pull from their Google Drive and upload to turn in for the assignment. Okay, if they want to go ahead and create right from here, like again, if I handed this out and said, I want you to create a Google presentation showing me how to solve for quadratic equations, I could click on presentation, create my presentation, and then turn that in here on the assignment sheet. But since I gave them something to work off of, I could just go ahead and click on turn in. Okay, it says when you turn in this assignment, you will lose the ability to edit files. You can unsubmit the assignment to edit it. So if someone turns it in early and then you look at it and say, this doesn't look good, I want you to resubmit it, they can certainly do that. You can add a private note to the teacher. Hey, I didn't understand the 2-minute mark in the video. I'd like for you to go through that in class or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and click on turn in. And so now the assignment has been turned in. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this and come back in here. And we are going to see that now sample assignment has one done. Obviously, the CMS test student. I'm going to open this up. And you can click on this and see there's the file, so you could open that up and look at it. Let's say that you look at it, it's good to go. You come over here and click where it says no grade. Everything I believe defaults at a 100-point value, so if you want to change the value of what this is worth, you can do that. If this is only worth 20 points, then you can come in here and say they got a 20 out of 20, or they got a 15 out of 20 or whatever. Then you can click on that, and it will assign them a 15 out of 20. Notice that it says it's not returned. Okay, so you want to click on. You can see when they submitted it as well. That's another thing that you can do. You want to click on the return button up here at the top. You can provide them with feedback. Why did they get the 15 out of 20? You failed to discuss all main points. Whatever, didn't put a good effort in on, whatever it might be. Click on return the assignment. Okay, and now it shows you that you've returned that there. Okay, so that's essentially it. I did want to make sure that I went through this part over here about the grading. That was a little confusing to me about how to actually assign a grade for an assignment and then go through. The nice thing about this is it's going to show you a lot of data about when the student opened it. It's going to show you information about when they edited it, when they submitted it, and things of that nature. So navigate back here. You can see now that we've gotten that done. If I wanted to go back and show you what it looked like on the student side, I could. I think you'll get the whole point that in their stream, they'll see now that this assignment has been graded. It'll show them the grade. They'll get access to your feedback, and you're good to go there. So that's kind of the quick, simple process for working on this. If you have any questions as you go through this, feel free to talk to people in the building, but certainly you could ask me as well, and I'll be more than happy to help you out.